Hey Run Junkies, welcome back to Dots and Donuts, my Rundisney inspired series as we train for the perfect year. Now for the last couple of weeks, I've been talking about how I pack for Rundisney race weekends. And today I'm gonna finish it off with what's in my checked bags. Stick around. I'm not gonna give you everything, but there's gonna be a lot here. Okay, to recap, we talked about what is in the park bag, what I carry in and around the parks. Then what I put in my carry-on bags. Basically, the carry-on bags should have everything we need for the first 24 hours, including a full running kit. But the checked bags, well, this can get out of hand really quickly, depending on how you are going to do your event weekend and how long you're going to be there. Okay, so I typically fly Southwest Airlines, which allows a personal item, a carry-on bag, 2 checked bags free of charge. Okay, so for shorter weekends like Wine and Dine and Princess and Springtime, I try to keep it to one really big bag, or at least not 2 huge bags. But for the Dopey Challenge, I'm going to be there for more than a week or so, so I bring everything. Now, there are a lot of factors when packing for a Rundisney event. It's a race weekend. Athletic events require running gear and other related items like fuel and foam rollers. It's a Disney vacation. How crazy are you going to be when you're there? All right, ears and spirit jersey, souvenir popcorn buckets, lightsabers, those take up space. Now, I personally like to Disney bound with my friends on occasion, so sometimes I'm bringing special outfits. Do you have a roommate? Or is your family joining you? Or are you staying solo? Because this could affect the space you have in your room. Forget about your luggage. And you are going to want solutions for all of it. Now just remember, there will be merchandise. A lot of merchandise. Weather is also a factor. Wine and Dine weekend, for example, almost always features rain at some point and cooler temperatures at night, although it can be warm during the day. Marathon and Princess weekends could feature all sorts of weather, like anything from bitter cold to blistering hot. I've seen it all. So layers and backup clothing options are recommended. Springtime is almost always warm with more rain. I mean, it is Florida, but April's usually the warmest of all the weekends. Now, instead of listing everything I pack, all right, I'm just going to send you over to my friends over at Joyful Miles. They have an amazing packing list, Disney packing for Overpackers, and I base my list off of that. Also, I've been doing Rundisney events long enough to have used the same basic packing list for most weekends. This right here is an example of what it looks like from Springtime Surprise of 2022. I break down my packing into several different categories, and as I'm packing, I go through each category, not kidding here, 3 times. Now go with me for a second, because the first time through, I'm really just taking inventory, and I'm going to do that a few weeks out. I'm going to start gathering outfits and other items, listing every single thing I need. And if I need it, then I have time to make it, order it, or shop for it. Now the second time around happens about a week out from departure. I'm sometimes still wearing some of the things I expect to pack, so I'm going to make sure that I can get everything washed first. Then I gather more of the items that I was missing from the first go around. Then I make notes of what is left to pack, such as food and fuel I might be bringing, toiletries and electronics like my laptop, cameras, and chargers that would be the last to get packed because I'm basically using them up to the time of departure. Then the third time I go through this list is a day or two before departure, when it all goes in the bags with final check. All right. The suitcases I like to use have some length to them, like this guy does. This is a duffel bag. I love these duffels because they are long enough to fit my yoga mat all the way across. So I do pack my yoga mat and my foam roller. All right, so as I'm gathering each complete costume or outfit, every full outfit, usually minus the shoes, will go in packing cubes like this. And that usually doesn't happen until I at least go through the list twice. Now, these packing cubes help things from getting lost in these suitcases. I keep my magic bands in one of the smaller ones. I have my charge cords and batteries in another, and pants and shorts in one, and you get the idea. Then I seal all of them up, and then I play Tetris with the suitcase. It's a game. It's a hard game sometimes. One tip is to remember you will receive a race t-shirt for each race you're doing, plus one for every challenge. Wine and Dine and Marathon Weekend shirts are long sleeve. Princess and Springtime are short sleeves. You might not have to pack as much in the way of tops if you like wearing the race shirts. Either way, best to save some packing room for the return home. Because if you visit the Rundisney merchandise store at all, here's another tip. Bring a lot of shoes. Like a lot of shoes. A disturbing number of shoes. I bring at least 2 pairs of running shoes so I can alternate them on race day. Or I have a backup in case one pair gets wet. Now the key phrase here is at least. I usually have 2 to 3 pairs of shoes for Wine and Dine and will likely have 3 to 4 pairs of just running shoes for the Dopey. Then I bring at least 2 pairs of park shoes, maybe a pair of UFO shoes or sandals, and a pair of retired running shoes for walking around the parks. And sometimes there's a Disney bound that requires footwear to complete the ensemble. So if it sounds like you're gonna have one full suitcase just for shoes, you're not far off. As you are packing and pulling your running costumes together, don't forget you are going to have a race bib. Think through how you are going to attach that to your costume. Safety pins are available, but might not be suitable for your outfit. So you might get bib boards, or for the Tauntauns, for example, they presented a little bit of a problem. So we had neck fasteners for dental bibs. This way we could put the bib around the Tauntaun's neck. Thinking, huh? That wasn't my idea. I'm not that smart. Here are a couple things you might not think about. Pack a couple of throwaway layers for the start of the race. Standing in the corrals can get chilly in the early morning hours, so if you have an extra layer while you're waiting to start, you can toss it to the side of the course later. Rundisney will pick those up and donate them to local charities. Also, pack a plastic grocery bag in your race pocket or pack. When you cross the finish line, you end up with a water bottle, a bottle of water, a bottle of Powerade, a snack box, a banana. And it's a lot to carry for a long way, so throw it all in this grocery bag and you're good to go. And please make sure you pack any recovery tools you need, like a foam roller, stick, or even a massage gun if you use one. If you use it at home for recovery for your running at all, bring it. You will need it. Now listen, I did not figure all of this out on my own. There are so many resources out there to help you figure out how to pack. My favorite, as mentioned before, are my friends over at Joyful Miles, who did an exhaustive video on everything you never really knew you needed to pack and why. The bottom line is that packing for a Rundisney racecation gives you permission to overpack, especially when you are planning for all of the activities, weather, running. But what do you think? Are there any items you pack or techniques you use when preparing for a Rundisney trip? Please let me know in the comments. And before I go today, I want to remind you of my Team MSAA fundraiser for the Dopey Challenge, which supports multiple sclerosis research and support. There are so many ways you can help, and you can start by following me over on Instagram at Coach Heather J, because that is where I'll be posting in my stories the different sponsorship opportunities. And check out the description for more information. That is going to do it for me today, you guys. So please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. And until next time, remember, you have no limits. Happy running.